What is going on, guys? It is Wrestle Extra, here back with another video. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of the Blue Brand, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including WWE's wellness policy is a joke, Netflix called out for technical issues on SmackDown, why Matt Riddle had nuclear heat with Roman Reigns, Andrade wins his first championship after his WWE exit, Kevin Owens dresses up as John Cena, the DX Flasher comes back to WWE, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos. Now, as always, we won't recap the matches. Just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good. Is number 1, Julia gets to do something. And did you know that SmackDown is a Women's United States champion, and that the current champion is Julia? Well, chances are you've probably forgotten, as Julia has gone from one of the WWE's biggest signings to yet another background player on the Blue Brand. This really isn't the fault of her own. It's the fault of WWE's booking and creative. The idea of such a talented superstar fading into the background is scandalous, but it's par for the course for SmackDown, which is why seeing Julia get some TV time, albeit as a supporting player to hype next week's Stephanie Baca versus Tiffany Stratton match, was encouraging. Number 2, Aleister Black and Sami Zayn banger, as Sami Zayn's open challenge for the US Championship saw him take on a heel opponent. A refreshing change of pace after several weekly babyface versus babyface bouts. And don't get us wrong, they were all excellent, but that could become monotonous. This match solidified Sami's spot as a solid upper-card talent, whilst also showing Aleister Black is a legitimate menace to the title, and might have won had arch-rival Damon Priest not distracted him. Number 3, a fortuitous force, Javon Evans and Rey Fenix. Javon Evans and Rey Fenix had an outstanding match last night, a reminder of how one wrestler's exit can open the door for something special for someone else. Rey Fenix and Andrade were shaping up to be another standout WWE tag team. That is until Andrade's alleged backstage problems led to WWE releasing him. However, Javon Evans has stepped up, seamlessly segueing into a tag team with Phoenix that is just as good, probably if not better. Number 4, Damon Priest payback. The Damian Priest has been Aleister Black's punching bag ever since their feud began, which is why Priest's payback last night was so important. While WWE has skillfully maintained the heat on this program, it was essential for the Archer of Infamy to get some revenge and anger Aleister Black enough to force a rematch. In this case, a last-man standing match before Crown Jewel Perth. In fact, next week's SmackDown in Perth is looking pretty decent. We got the Wide Six versus the Street Profits in a tag team championship match. Sami Zayn's open challenge continuing. Stephanie Bacar and Tiffany Stratton versus Kiana James and Julia and the last man standing match. As fans have seen with Black Priest maneuverings may be exactly what the Dutch Destroyer wants. So only time will tell who is the hunter and who is the hunted. Number 5, Dream Team. Last night wasn't the first time Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton have teamed up as fans will remember how the Legend Killer elevated Cody during RHS's early WWE run as a member of Legacy. However, Cody has come a long way since that time, becoming a main event star in his own right. Last night's team-up was huge. A pairing. Cody is alike in interviews to the legendary pairing of the mega powers of Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage. Whilst it's painfully obvious Cody and Randy will end up splitting up like the mega powers, the team together is dynamite, and hopefully the WWE Universe will see a few more matches with them before the inevitable split up. And Rooker and Zarya versus Flair and Bliss could be good, as Sol Rooker and Zarya aka Zaruka have quickly emerged as worthy contenders to the Women's WWE Tag Team Championship. Sol Rooker already had 2 singles titles, the NXT Women's North American Championship and the Women's Speed title, so a tag title doesn't seem far-fetched, despite her and Zarya having to get past Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. This is the type of match WWE needs to introduce new tag teams and give Flair and Bliss worthy opponents to help elevate the titles. Well, that was the good. What about the bad is number 1, Carmella. What was the point? Now, we're happy that Carmelo Hayes and The Miz are now split up. Again, we're still unsure what the point was, other than to give both talents some TV time. While TV time is good, that's only part of the equation, as wrestlers need a compelling story to interest fans. Otherwise, it's easy to see them as a waste of time, which diminishes any interest in watching them. Thankfully, The Miz will never have this problem as he's bulletproof, but Hayes may not be so lucky. Number 2, it might be time to move the tag teams to Raw. As SmackDown's tag division has become one of the show's few highlights. But even so, there are only so many tag teams you can have before you have a mob scene. It may be time to send 2 or 3 teams to Raw to freshen up the Red Brand's dismal tag divisioning. Give the remaining SmackDown teams more TV time. Also, nothing downright ugly, as this SmackDown was a slight improvement from the last few weeks' shows, which have been endurance contest. Right now, SmackDown in Perth is looking pretty good, judging by the card. And it's even possible that we could even see a title change before the PLE because we ain't going to get any there. What you guys think of SmackDown last night, let us know in the comments down below. Now, let's move on to the news. Now, first story looks at WWE's wellness policy as a joke. Our fans have been accusing WWE of applying its wellness policy inconsistently after the recent release of Andrade. There's accusations that while WWE claims Andrade violated the wellness policy multiple times in the past year as reported by PW Insider, there's no visible evidence such as suspensions or even enforced absences that the company actually acted on those violations. Lucha Blog recently pointed out that had Andrade truly incurred numerous violations, one would expect to see gaps in his match scheduled, 30 or 90-day breaks that typically follow enforcement of the policy. However, looking at his match records, they reveal no such gaps during his WWE tenure. This has led to claims that the WWE is wielding its wellness policy selectively, enforcing it whenever it's convenient, as in the justification to release talent, rather than consistently across its roster. Lucha Blog also mentioned that it's risky for WWE to hold records of failed drug tests without taking any enforcement against them. You really don't want to have that information on hand unless you're going to do something with it, because it will only exist to be leaked at unfavorable times or used in a legal situation. It was helpful for WWE to be able to leak it here, but it may not be helpful the next time it gets out. You should not take notes on a criminal conspiracy, and you should not have a folder of, here's all the times we caught someone on drugs if you're not taking action on it, until numerous failures. The real argument is that a policy should exist to protect talent and promote fairness. If it's only using it selectively, the integrity of the policy is undermined. Next up, Netflix called out for technical issues on SmackDown. At this week's edition of the Blue brand streaming on Netflix was marred by serious technical issues, prompting backlash from fans online. During the women's tag match, viewers started to report missing audio places where the screen went entirely green and other weird glitches. There were also similar problems during Damon Priest's segment. Fans vented to X with one writing, "SmackDown doesn't seem like it wants to be watched today. There's no sound, no picture, no crowd. It's complicated." Another commented that after issues had already occurred earlier in the week with pyrotechnics, now there's problem with the picture and sound. Some viewers said that audio cut in and out and the screen would freeze at times. There was also a few fans threatening to cancel their Netflix subscription if these issues weren't sorted out. Did you guys incur any issues during SmackDown last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, a WWE star quietly signs a multi-year deal. A Bronson Reed has been terrorizing Raw for some time, and now a new report from Fightful Select states that he isn't going anywhere in the near future. Sources reveal that Bronson Reed resigned with WWE quite a long time ago on a multi-year deal. Now, Reed has been literally crushing opponents and enjoying a solid push as one of WWE's most menacing monster heels. His current role as part of Seth Rollins' faction division has elevated him even further, and the Fightful report suggests he may be ready for an even bigger deal. Even though time has already been ticking on the new deal, we're told that he's worked himself to be in a position to get another new deal in the next year or so. This is great news for Bronson Reed fans, and there's no doubt that we'll see him fighting for the championship very, very soon. Next up, Matt Riddle recalls nuclear heat with Roman Reigns, and Matt Riddle has a history of running his mouth and suffering the consequences as seen with his latest podcast. Riddle shared one such low light during an appearance on TMZ's Inside the Ring. We recall calling out Roman Reigns in 2021 to a real fight. Oh, dude, he flipped out. He texted me, "Not cool, dude." And I was like, oh, I apologize. So I wrote this long apology. A Wrestle Talk summed up the part of Riddle's conversations mentioning, sure if his apology was appropriate, Riddle sought advice from his Arcade Bro tag team partner, Randy Orton. I go, "Randy, how does this look?" He goes, "Nah, this isn't right." He fixes a text. He goes, "Here." And it was basically like, "My bad, bro. Maybe we'll work someday soon." We worked since then. The guy loves me. I would beat him in a fight, though. That's just real. And Matt Riddle really has a case of foot and mouth disease. Recently, even stirring up rumors that AJ Lee gotten around the men's locker room, even though he wasn't there for AJ Lee's first WWE tenure. Next up, Andrade wins his first championship after his WWE exit. After his WWE exit, Andrade has wasted no time making waves in the wrestling world, rejoining AEW again. However, he's won a championship that wasn't AEW related. Last night at the Crash Lucha Libre show in Tijuana, Mexico, he defeated TMT Azul to claim the Crash Heavyweight Championship, his very first match following his exit from WWE. The victory is quite special because DMT Azul held the title for over 2 years before Andrade defeated him last night, marking the end of a very impressive reign. Next up, Kurt Angle's movie moving ahead. There's exciting news concerning amateur and pro wrestling legend Kurt Angle, as a WWE Hall of Famer, has announced that the script for a film about him is nearly complete. Wrestling's Olympic heroes letting fans know, yeah, you know what? We're working on that movie. And the directors, Ian and I, Nelms, they're brothers. They were former wrestlers in high school and college, so they understand my sport. We've been talking to each other. We're almost done with the script. Angel's friend, former wrestler and MMA fighter Mark Kerr, is the subject of the new film, The Smashing Machine, starring The Rock. Angle shared the film moving forward as it secured investors. We've already got the investors, so we're in a good position right now. But we're going to make sure the script's perfected before we do anything, before we pick the cast and everything like that. Would you guys be interested in seeing a movie about Kurt Angle? Next up, Kevin Owens dresses up like John Cena. Now, Halloween is nearly a month away, but that hasn't stopped people from celebrating it early, including WWE superstar Kevin Owens. Owens was recently spotted in a John Cena costume, and he did a good job of pulling it off. It's kinda sad that we won't actually have Kevin Owens be John Cena's last ever opponent. Owens is currently out with a neck injury. And finally, the DX Flasher comes back to WWE. And last but not least, fans who remember the infamous moment when a female fan flashed Degeneration X may wonder whatever happened to her when she heated things up during the Attitude Era. Well, thanks to Juanita Wrestling, they managed to find that same woman in the crowd at WrestlePalooza. What's kinda cool is that she had an Austin 316 shirt then, and then had an ESPN 316 shirt at the recent WrestlePalooza event. And for those wondering, this appearance was actually PG rated. She didn't flash at this show. But there you have it, folks. Our look at this week's edition of SmackDown, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.